Hello there, I'm Scotty, and you're not, and we are continuing the Sam Raimi review series with Army of Darkness. uh, yes, in 1992, they released Army of Darkness, and there's a bit of a backstory. So after the release of Evil Dead 2, he then did Darkman for Universal, and wanted to go back, because Darkman didn't, even though it's a good movie, I think it's a good movie. It didn't make money like they wanted, so Sam Raimi decided to go back to his original idea for an Evil Dead 2, a sequel to Evil Dead 2, which he wanted to call The Medieval Dead, which involved Ash going back to the medieval times and fighting Deadites back then. But of course, Universal just has to meddle. There was originally a different opening and a different ending, but Universal said, nope, we gotta have this, I think Sam Raimi's, what he wanted to do, he wanted to still have a little bit of the dark kind of stuff like he did in the original 2. In Evil Dead 2 more, because there was a mix. And I think that by having an opening that was a little more dark in tone, and an ending that was very, very dark for the character of Ash, that would have lent to a more overall strong trilogy, where you go from complete horror to horror comedy to mostly comedy, but still some of that horror in there. Well, Universal didn't want that. In fact, I think originally they were trying to get a PG-13 rating and didn't get that. It's still rated R. For violence and horror. I don't know what the horror is, but yeah, the original opening had Ash narrating with just like a silhouette and just his eyes being visible to the camera. They changed that and said that instead they give a quick recap of what happened, where Ash takes Linda to Camp Crystal Lake, only Linda is now played by Bridget Fonda, and stuff happens, and he gets sent back in time in a portal. Although, strangely enough, Annie is not there this time. It makes it look like I think he does. I don't remember seeing Annie the other day, and I haven't heard because they reshot this opening again. And in this opening, he's an employee of S-Mart, which plays into the ending of this one. And I remember, I was thinking, I know that the ending is new, but was the S-Mart stuff in the original? Was S-Mart stuff originally in the film, even though the ending wasn't originally part of it? No, because like I said, they had a different opening. No S-Mart. I don't think. But yeah, and they also retconned the end of the last one where instead of Ash being hailed, he is now a prisoner being said that he was part of this evil knights team. I forgot what the Lord, what it says, Lord Philip or something. This Lord Arthur, he thinks he's a traitor. He tries to tell him he's not associated with this guy, but they're going to be thrown into the pit with this hideous monster, and he gets hit with a rock and falls in the pit, and it's revealed that the monster is actually a Deadite. Of course, with help, he takes out the Deadite. They throw him his chainsaw, which he just happens to catch, and he kills the Deadite. Still some splatter stick in this, and then he is hailed as the savior. There's like no shortage of Deadite because he kills that one, and then there's another one that jumps out of the pit, and then when they go in there, another one pops out. When they go in the castle or whatever, another one pops out, and he kills that one. And he's told by the wizard, played by Ian Abercrombie, may he rest in peace, that he needs to go find the Necronomicon. And I don't know if I called it at the second one. I always thought it was the Naturum Demento in the first two, and they started calling it this one. I don't know. Maybe they call it now. I don't know. But he needs to go find it. So he's off to do so. He also meets this woman named Sheila, who is his love interest. Oh, that's just pillow talk, baby. and he goes to get the Necronomicon. But there are 3 there, and he gets his hand bit off in one, and another one comes to life, and he has to say the magic words, Klaatu, Virata, Nikto. Of course, we all know it's Ash, so he can't remember. Klaatu, Virata. Yeah, that works. And he grabs it. Doesn't work because it unleashes hell and creates a second Ash. An evil Ash, so to speak, from his body. Yes. And there becomes an all-out war between the Deadites, led by Evil Ash, which is actually Bruce Campbell in makeup, prosthetics, very good. And then Ash leads an army of warriors, along with the guy who they said was a traitor. And I guess there was a deleted scene that has him as Ash asking him for help, but they cut some scenes from this film. Of course they did. And so he just shows up at the end, like, how did he know this was going on? What happened? The deleted scene. Deleted scenes. And they save the day. Sheila is turned into a Deadite, but he saves the day. And Ash was able to defeat Evil Ash, save the day, and then we get the ending, which I'll talk about when I'm done talking about the overall thoughts. So, overall thoughts. I went through the plot very quickly because I have talked about a lot of overall thoughts. First of all, this is my favorite version of Ash film-wise. They improved upon this in the TV series, but in film-wise, I think this is the best version of Ash. It is the most Ash-like that we see. In the first one, he's very timid, and in the second one, he's a little more out there, but this one is full Ash. He's saying his quips. You know, he does the groovy again. Oh, it's just pillow talk, baby. You know, hail to the king, baby. That kind of thing. This is Ash 100%. The way he's meant to be. And Bruce Campbell plays it perfectly. I also think that most of the effects are good. When there's prosthetics, when there's puppetry, and then with prosthetics and people in suits, it looks good. The stop motion inherently is not gonna hold up because stop motion to me is never held up. A lot of people say, oh, stop motion is better than CGI sometimes, but in this one, like, there's this flying thing and that's fine, but then when it grabs Sheila, she becomes stop motion as well, and it doesn't look as good when it has her. And like I said, I think there are some great action scenes. I love the campiness of this. I love when Ash is like Gulliver's Travels, but a little version of himself. He's like tied up and stuff. It's fun, and it doesn't go way out wacky like the last one where he's just like it gets a little goofy, but I think that he definitely dialed it back in this to where it wasn't as goofy and schlocky as it was in the second one. He went full comedy, but didn't go over the top like he did. I thought that maybe the combination of the horror and the comedy in the last one was a little over the top. Here, I think it's just fine, just right in the middle, very well. I also like Ian Abercrombie and most of the side characters. I think they do their job very well, and I think they're great actors. And again, we'll talk about the ending, but I'm kind of mixed on the ending. It's kind of up in the air for me, but we'll get to it. On the negative side, though, I think the love interest is a waste of time. I don't think he necessarily needed one, because it's really about proving himself to these people and saving these people. Sheila getting kidnapped towards the end just gives him another thing he has to do. He's already trying to save these people, and now it's like, oh, now I gotta save her. It's really, and then she gets turned into a Deadite. It's really, like, she's just, I don't know. She's another damsel in distress. Where Annie, in the last one, she actually had a purpose. She actually tried to help Ash. She actually tried to do something. Even the two, Linda and Cheryl in the first one, they had roles. They weren't just damsel in distress. They were turned into Deadites. You got like kind of not another peep, and that kind of thing. It worked. Here, she's just damsel in distress. She hates Ash. She loves Ash. She's damsel in distress. Who knows? I don't know. Like I said, some of the stop motion, not so well. And I do like the setting, the medieval setting. I'm kind of a King Arthur and the swords kind of guy. But one of my favorite Disney animated films is actually Sword and Stone, which is technically the story of King Arthur. But the ending. Okay, let's talk about this ending. The original ending was a dark, depressing ending, worthy of a Sam Raimi film, and worthy of what this film series has been all about, and that's Ash getting screwed. And the original ending was that Ash was given this potion to take, and he would wake up in his time. But because Ash has to get screwed, he took too much, he wakes up way too late, it's a dystopian future, everyone's gone, everything's dead, and he's got this big long bushy beard, and I slept too long, ha ha ha. That is perfectly Sam Raimi. That is about what it's about. And if you don't believe that this is the ending he wanted for Ash, watch Ash vs. the Evil Dead. Watch the final episode. Watch the whole thing. But when you get to the final episode, you understand. And I remember watching the final episode and watching how it ends and went, you know what? I feel like I should be mad about this, but I understand why he did this. This is the ending he wanted. And Universal said no. So now he gets that ending. A little bit different, but it's sort of similar. I'm going to go any more than that. But Universal said, nah, we got to have a happy ending. So we get the happy ending of he's been telling this story to Ted Raimi the entire time, who I think is the same character that Ted Raimi plays in the show, ? I think it's supposed to be. I don't know. And he's talking, and then he's telling this customer she has to leave, and she turns into a Deadite, and he does this shotgun thing, which doesn't make any sense because you only have 2 shots in a shotgun at a time, but he's rapid firing. I don't know. Then you get the line, I'll eat your soul, bring it here, or whatever he says, and then he shoots her, kills the Deadite, takes the girl, hail to the king, baby, kiss, happy ending. On one hand, it's nice to see another action scene, and it's a traditional Sam Raimi action scene, and I did mention the quick cuts he does in this too, are all, the Sam Raimi action scene is edited the way Sam Raimi would edit them. Very good. But which ending do I prefer? And that's tough. Like I said, it's kind of up in the air. Well, I like this ending. It's a very happy ending. It's a very triumphant ending. It's very Ash. But the other ending is also very Raimi. And in my opinion, I don't know. My thought is that what if because if you think about it, the ending that is in the theatrical version is very over the top, very exaggerated. So what if he made this up? What if he's actually just been monologuing to nobody the entire time? And the original ending actually happened, but he is telling an audience of no one a different ending to make it seem like he is victorious and he is I don't know, it's just an idea. But the question still stands, which do I prefer more? It's still tough. Because while I like the theatrical ending, I also like the original ending, and it very much suits the tone of the other films. It's really a toss-up. I can't really pick one because I think they're both really good. I think they both work for the film. I think if you do the original ending, you have to put the original opening in because I have a darker kind of thing. But if you're going for all-out camp, I think the theatrical ending is what you go with. So I don't know. It's very up in the air. But this is my favorite Evil Dead film. Even though Universal tried everything to distance this from Evil Dead. But then have an Ash and an Necronomicon in it. That is my favorite Evil Dead film. And I'm going to say, when it comes to Army of Darkness, it's pretty good. So, what are your thoughts on Army of Darkness? Let me know in the comments below. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe. The next one in the Sam Raimi review series is going to be The Quick and the Dead. But, actually, the next video you'll get will be a My GM video on Monday, followed by To Be Tuesday, and then Wednesday, hopefully, I can get out the next installment of Pick 10 2000s, which is Wanted. So, look for that. But until then, make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you for watching. I've been Scotty. I'll see you in the next one.